What's going on, ladies and gents? It's time for another podcast here, another show. And I want to talk about, this is episode 127. Episode 126, I gave all my entrepreneurial, well, not all of them, I gave a lot of secrets away of how to be an entrepreneur, how to make more money, basically. And some of my secrets that I use, some of them that were very tactical to help you guys get into that. I think even if you're not looking to be an entrepreneur, you can kind of learn about what us entrepreneurs and business owners kind of, what our deal is, and maybe pick something off there that will help you in your 9-to-5 job, your laborer. This show, I don't know how to label it any other way than how to make more money as a laborer, as a 9-to-5, or as a blue collar, I think they call it. See, I'm not that well of an educated man, so I don't know all these terms and definitions precisely. But I know I can get my point out. So, yeah, that's the show today. I want you guys to make more money. I want a better life for everybody. And sometimes I feel like I'm leaving these messages, little crumbs and cookies for my kids to look at later on in life and kind of give an understanding of where I've come from, what I'm doing, what I've done. And basically, I just like helping people out. It makes me feel good. And I want the best of the best for you guys. And that comes with making more money. And a lot of you, I think, aren't aware. I've had people reach out to me and ask me for help. They want to make more money. They're not happy with what they've got. And these are some of the things I told them that I wanted to share with you guys, because I think there's room for everybody to expand, to learn, to get growth, and just live a better life, man. That's the whole point of this show. So speaking of that, the show is a potty mouth podcast. Also, the background noise is me commuting in my pickup truck, my F-350 7.3 liter diesel truck. It's loud on my work commute. It's my personal mobile podcast studio. So with that, welcome to another edition of Up and In It. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, and if you're new here, welcome as well. And if you're wondering what the show is about, it's entirely dedicated to creating to improving quality of life for both people and planet, exploring alternatives to the daily grind through liberation and independence, moving from surviving to thriving and living life getting better and better all the time. Life should be getting better all the time, guys. That's what we're here today. So the very first thing as I want to open up with this is what I opened up on my entrepreneur show on it is do not wake up in the morning. Do not expend your energy on going to work. Now, there's work involved. We're going to talk about that towards the end. But the philosophy is to get up, to go make money. And a lot of you, it doesn't matter how hard you work, how low you work. You know, the majority of people, you're just getting paid by hour. And you're trading your time for dollars, which to me is useful for people who don't want to do the extra work, the extra hard work, and don't have the capacity maybe, or want the easier life. Because to me, everybody can be an entrepreneur, for sure. I just don't think it's for a lot of people. I think that letting somebody else worry about stuff, is and let them handle all the problems for you, iron out all the kinks. All you do is show up, do what you're told, get a paycheck, and go. If you're happy with that, I'm happy for you. But I know that most of you want to make more money, and that's what we need to get you out of this whole, it's a trap, basically. I kind of want to start this off too, speaking about this, waking up to make money instead of going to work, is it's definitely, a lot of us employers, a lot of us entrepreneurs, especially us dirty people, they're using you, basically. And we're going to get into that. And they don't want to pay you. And with automation and things coming into fruition right now, like unlike any time in history, automation's taken over a lot of things. And if you think for 1 second that even for me, I'm an honest, good guy. Whenever I'd hire people, I like to pay them what they're worth. If they do good for me, I pay them even extra. There's bonuses, and a happy worker is a happy job. Job gets, we all make more money. And when everybody's making more money, we're all happier. But yeah, so we're going to get into those type of things there. So that's the very first thing, though, is I want you guys to get in the mindset of like, look, so I'll take, for example, somebody who asked my help just the other day. And they were like, I don't know if this is a good time to ask for a raise. I don't know if it's too much or what. And I just looked and I said, they're barely getting paid. In fact, they're getting paid minimum wage. And I looked at that and I was like, you got to make more money than that. You're going to barely survive. And we're going to talk about that today too, what your worth is. And they were scared. And as I said, if these people don't find value, you haven't been all the things I'm going to share with you guys today, that means they're just using you. And that means that they really don't give a crap. Did I say it's a Potty Mouth podcast? It is a Potty Mouth podcast. That means they don't give a fuck about you. They care more about the dollar. So these people are in the right mindset in a certain extent to where they're wanting to make money. And they're wanting to utilize you to the fullest extent to make as much money to squeeze out as they can out of whatever the subject matter is. And that's a hungry wolf. But you need to become a hungry wolf and say, hey, I need to make money. I need to make more money. If you're not making it there, you need to move to somewhere else. So the very first thing that I can tell you, if you're interested in something, well, it's 20. This is the second. We're entering the second week of November of 2020, and this is a very rough time. If you got a job, man, you stick with it and you try to transition to something else if you can. But lucky to have a job, hold on to it. But if you find something that you're interested in doing, or the job that you're doing now, and you want to up yourself, just get this into your head. Wear this dress for a day. You're getting paid to learn. You know, I gave in the entrepreneurial area, which I think will work for you guys too, is to actually devote a free day to your to a new job you got. You know, and my entrepreneur, I said, why don't you give a free job like where you're cleaning pools? So you just tell someone, offer them every Saturday, I'll be here to clean your pool for free. If you don't like it, then just tell me not to be here and I won't. I'm just I'm just learning. I want to see if I can manipulate your pool. Here's how I would do it. I've been studying all about it, and I just need something to experiment on, or I just want to prove myself first. So you're getting paid. Unlike that one, you're working for free. But now, when you guys are employees and you're working for somebody else, let's take bartending for instance. There's so much to learn. What are clients liking? What are they not liking? How much food? What foods do they like? Ask them questions. You go to other bars and ask, make friends and ask what's working. Like people like pizzas and French fries. I saw, for instance, one they had like this garlic butter French fries with herbs on top. I'm like, what? French fries with herbs and garlic, chunks of garlic and it melted butter on top. I'm like, that just sounds like a heart attack. But I was like, that's something I got to try, man. I don't eat that food all the time. But yeah, you're learning about new stuff, about what works, what doesn't work. It would lead you one day, if you wanted to be an entrepreneur, to how to actually run a bar. So doing things up and beyond of observing what's going on in the bar, and you're learning constantly. And the best thing I said is, if you can, any job that you're doing, if you can ask questions and put it this way to the employer, like, look, I just want to do better for you, and I just need to understand why we're doing things this way. You know, why do we make certain drinks this way? Why are we not open here? And you can learn. You're basically learning the whole business. And you have the opportunity at that point sometimes to take off and start your own. And now you know all the ins and outs. And you learn from somebody who did all the trials and errors. Found they had to work to find out what worked and what didn't. Losing money, as us business owners and entrepreneurs do. When we make a boo-boo, it's a boo-boo. And we don't get paid for it. There's not like you guys where you can walk away from your job and go, ooh, I fucked up, man. That was pretty bad. It's up to the business owner to repair that and figure out, well, how can we fix this and make things better? So glean it. Utilize this time, I guess is what I'm saying, to learn and get as much as you can, even if you are getting paid cheap labor, like this person that asked my help, making minimum wage, but it could lead up to something. We're going to get into that. And I know this may sound horrible to a lot of you guys, but you need to do extra work. Even if you're being treated like shit, do extra work. What this does is do things you're not supposed to. Start sweeping the floor. I told this person who asked my help at the bar, and I told them, go clean the toilets, help the cooks out. So here's what ended up happening is the cooks would actually give her a little treats, you know, some extra foods and stuff. Like, well, she's working there. Basically, everybody loved her. And even the people who were using her ended up going, oh my God, she's sweeping the floor. She's going way beyond. She's not complaining, and she's asking for more to do. So even if someone's using you, they will have, unless they're a complete evil person, they will have a respect for you for when you go do your next job, hopefully. But for the majority, it's very difficult for somebody to just look and go, God, what an asshole. They were sweeping the floors, cleaning toilets, helping the cooks, doing all these things, washing down the bars and cleaning glasses, and all for free. I mean, for minimum wage. Like, that person, you earned your respect. And that's what I have to say. You have to prove yourself is my next one. Prove yourself. And sometimes prove yourself to yourself that you have the humility and you can drop your ego down and say, hey, look, I did all of this stuff, and it builds your confidence. When you go, which we're going to look at our next one, you're gonna go looking for other jobs. You can look somebody dead in their eyes and say, I worked so hard at this place. I did things that I didn't do, because they're gonna ask you like, well, why you have a job? What's going on? What don't you like about it? And that's when you give them your spiel, like, man, I know that I'll have to prove myself, and I want to prove myself to you, but I've been sweeping floors for a year. I help the cooks. You can ask any of them. I have references. I wash toilets. I even washed toilets and stuff. I thought they were yucky. I thought the customers would be a lot happier with a cleaner, sanitary place. And it just makes you feel good, boosts your confidence, and makes you look that much better. And then it will get you opportunities by doing free stuff, going up an extra, doing things that you're not supposed to do, improving yourself to other people and also to yourself. Now my next thing here is to not know when you're being used. And if you prove yourself, as this person asked me, they were very valuable. What happened is the first company she was working for, or they were working for, just didn't give a shit. And I said, you're being used, definitely. But they loved her so much. She got a great reference, went to their next job, and now she's doing the exact same thing. And now they got them the head of the bar there. Within not even 2-3 months, they're the head bartender. So they moved up very, very quickly. They're not making the money. They haven't listened to what I said. And I don't think that they are going to listen. And I hope that's a big mistake. I hope that you guys take away and understand these things that I'm telling you, that you're worth a lot more than what you think. And I want you to understand how to get to that. So, yes, you need to know when you're being used. And unfortunately, I've been a part of companies that I saw the way they treated their employees, and they just did not really care. Somebody leaves, quits, cool, we'll just hire somebody else. Like that. Bam, you're gone then. We don't give a shit. That's not a very comfortable place to live, to work in. It's basically what I call it. That's your life. You spend more time at work with your colleagues and in your job than you actually do your waking hours that you do in your own home. So why not find a place where you're at least somewhat happy and you know that you can progress? Because if you do all the things that I say that I'm talking to you guys about today, and a true entrepreneur, a true business person who's hired you, doesn't see that potentiality in you, doesn't see what you're doing to go, that this person's a 1 in a million, guess what? That business most likely is going to fail, because if they're too dumb and too ignorant to see those type of things, that means that they're lacking in other things. And that means that their business is probably not going to do too good. They're missing out. So if that makes sense to you, and you don't belong there, because it means you'll be missing out, especially if they're not getting many clients and the business is not doing too great. So basically, what a lot of companies do too is you're basically branding them. And if you're not familiar with the term branding, is in social media, which I want to talk to you guys about, is you're helping their brand, like Nike, Coca-Cola, whatever. You're building them up by doing a great job, doing all these things that I tell you about, going up above and beyond what you're supposed to do, and making the clients happy, whether it's the people showing up at the bar. If you're in construction, the construction people are like, wow, that was a beautiful job you did, painting my bathroom, whatever. It's not the boss. It's not the company. It's you. So I want to give you guys a powerful thing, and I hope that you guys take this and start utilizing it. Not like some of the people I've talked to, where it just seems like they want to do better, but they just don't want to do the work. And we're going to talk about that. But here's a tip I want to give you guys. Start, no matter what you're doing. If you're cleaning a pool, let's just use that one since I brought that one up. If you're cleaning a pool, I met a guy who showed me, he goes, the difference in water by using these different softeners and stuff. He goes, look at the light on the water. The water's like crystal clear. And I looked at it, I was like, I never really noticed that before. But then once he told me that, I kept looking at his pool and I was like, it does look different. It looks better than most pools. So that's an example right there. And then what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to take a before and after, a video, a picture, and I want you to be consistent. It doesn't really take that long. I'll give you guys a tip. I think you guys have way more mental capacity than us business owners do, because we're always running around. I want to give you guys a social media tip that I've been using for Instagram. And I'll give you guys a couple more examples of what to do. But on Instagram, what you're going to do, and let's move on to the next subject matter, or the next example, which is bartending, which I told this person to do. Make these different drinks, maybe even make some signature drinks, stuff that you have. And maybe just Long Island iced teas, vodka tonic, whatever. Stick the red straw in there, put the lime, make sure it's all bubbly and nice. Wipe the glass down and let it drip with the sweat to the right way. And take that glass and position it next to some Christmas lights or something, or a big light that shines through it. Find yourself an angle. Just set that glass there, before you serve it to somebody. And we're stacking functions here. The people who see you doing this, taking a picture, are like, damn, she must have took some pride and joy in that thing. So you snap a picture of that, and then you're going to put it on Instagram. And you're going to do this every single day. If you could do it once, if you can't do it every single day, which I don't see why you couldn't, take the picture, it's in your phone, go home, and then you can write all your hashtags and descriptions and everything. But take a picture and try to do this as many times as you can. If you can't, discipline yourself, say Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm going to take a picture and figure out your drink and your setting for it. And set this stuff all up on Instagram. And you're going to brand yourself is what you're doing. You're helping the company by making awesome drinks and cleaning the toilets and making the ambiance for the bar, or wherever else you're working. But now what you're doing is as your employer is using you, you are using them to promote yourself. So you're going to post this on Instagram, but you're not just going to post this on Instagram. You're going to go to a local area of Instagram. A lot of people don't know that when you post a picture, you can actually post it in a specific area that you live in. For instance, I live in Escondido, Sunnyside, California, San Diego County. You can take and put Escondido, California right on the bottom before you set this post, and anybody who's local will see that post. You do enough of these, and somebody gets on Instagram and looks for a local bar or something like that, or Googles it, after you've got a couple hundred on there, you're going to pop up. And then guess what? It's going to be your name that you're going to brand with that drink, and get yourself a following. No matter what you're doing, if you're doing pools, you're doing construction, you're doing bartending, whatever you're doing, take pictures, take videos. You're going to put these on. So you're promoting yourself, and you're promoting yourself locally. I'll give another one away here before I give the shortcut tip, is that you're going to want to deal with other people if you can who are locally as well. People who say may be interested in bartending is a little hard one, I would say. But if you see people partying or whatever, or, in some sort, trying to find some subject matter locally. So you can search for, say, vodka tonic in Escondido, California, and some stuff will pop up. You'll see there's actually a perfect one. You'll see a chick probably going, my favorite drink is vodka tonic, it's a video or something. And then you can send that picture to her and just say, or comment and say, hey, that vodka tonic's really good. I'm actually a bartender. I make a little twist by doing this. Here's my ingredients, and here's how I make my drink. I work at so-and-so bar. Can you guys guess where I'm going with that? So you guys can actually find people that will come to seek you personally out. And when they come to the bar, we're talking about making more money, right? When they come to the bar, they're going to say, hey, where's Jennifer Smith or John Smith? And bartenders will be like, oh, that's so-and-so. They're like, oh, I came here to get their drink. And if the boss sees that, like, wait, what? They're bringing people in here? No brainer? You kind of guys see where that's going? Now let's just say that you guys left before I give you guys the tip. Let's say you guys left that bar and went to another job, which we're going to talk about. You get all of these people excited about all these drinks that you keep posting online. It doesn't have to be just Instagram. You could do this on TikTok and wherever else these things come, and locally. And you can notify these people that I just moved to another bar down the street that treats me better, and you take all those customers with you. When you go for your pay rate, if you're looking for a new job, you can pull up your Instagram. What you've just done is you've given yourself a resume. Look, I know what I'm doing. Here's the drinks, and make sure that those pictures are the most beautiful you can take with your phone. You've just positioned yourself as somebody who knows their shit, has a resume of photos and everything, and not only that, now you have a bunch of followings. Let's just say you even had like 500 followers on this that love your pictures of drinks, and you show that to your boss, and you say, I've got a following that actually comes with me. They like these specific drinks. Here's the proof. But instead of minimum wage, I would like to work for $16, $18, $20 an hour, whatever it is. But this is what I can bring to the table besides all the extras and stuff that I do, stuff that I'm not supposed to do, not asked to do. I go above and beyond. I care about my job. I care about making money, and I want to be here long term, and I want to bring my people with me. You guys see where I'm going? So you're kind of an entrepreneur. I'm really fucking excited about this one because the power of it is missed by many. I would love for you guys to comment, let me know what you guys think about this, but you don't literally have to own a business. They're utilizing you while you're utilizing them. And all you're doing is creating a following. That one excites the hell out of me for you guys. Okay, so back to social media. What we're looking at, guys, is if it's a lot of time for you, what I do for mine is I pre-write out, I think on Instagram, I'm not sure on TikTok, I think there's only so many characters or something you can get, but you'll get the gist of what I'm talking about. So for me to save time on Instagram on my posts, what I do is we're allowed 30 hashtags, right? Hopefully you know what those are. What I do is I write relevant hashtags. I'm kind of all over the place with different stuff, self-sustainability, resiliency, how to make more money, this and that. But I'll try to categorize and make about 30 of these things that are going to pertain to what my post is going to be. So I write these down as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I pre-write these all out on my phone. I use auto dictation as I teach on this show. And I write these all down. I get them all set up. And then in 30s. And I'll put one pack of 30 for Monday, one pack for Tuesday. And if you can get these things organized to where you're doing a vodka martini, you're going to hashtag vodka martini, hashtag cold drinks. Get what I'm saying? Cold drinks in Escondido or Kansas, wherever you're at. And you're just going to keep putting these down. And then all you have to do is use auto dictation when you want to do the description. So what I do is I'll take a photo. First thing I'll do is I'll go to notes. I use an Apple phone. I'll go to my notes on my Apple phone. I'll use auto dictation. I'll say, to capture the audience, or somebody just said, the best vodka martini ever, here's why. And then I talk about, I put my paragraph, I use a little twist of this and that. Here's why my drinks, I always experiment to try new things. And here's why I added some lemon zest to make my vodka martini better. And it gives it that little bitterness and sweetness at the same time. That tickles your taste buds. Come in and see me, John Smith, And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut and copy and paste that onto Instagram while you got your picture, your video up. Then you're going to go down to all your 30 hashtags. And you're just going to copy and paste those. And you're going to put that right at the bottom and push send. That's it. Or put your location first as well, as I said on Instagram. Now what you're going to do throughout the week is you're going to you have 5 sets of these hashtags, right? You're just going to reconfigure them. The one you did on Monday, you can make yourself a checklist that you did that on Monday. Now let's reverse that and take Thursdays for next week and put that in place of Monday. And the hashtags that you put on last week's Monday, you're going to put on this week's Thursday. You just keep moving them around as long as they're all relevant. Then you never have to sit there and think of all these hashtags. So it's a little tip I wanted to give you guys on how to get yourself a little more motivated and to get a lot more done with a lot less time. As I'm teaching you guys right now, just that lesson right there alone, stuff that you can do, stuff you can automate, and you can do the work now for your future self is going to pay off in the long run way fucking big, way big. And you will be so glad that you've done this. And you got to start now, man. I know it's a lot of work for people. Sometimes they look and go, I'm already tapped out and I'm tired. But if you don't like what you're doing, you want to make more money, you got to do some extras for yourself. So the next one is always seeking higher jobs. If you want to keep making money and you keep progressing and the people you're working for are not going to pay you that money, you need to go and keep looking for higher paying jobs. We as entrepreneurs do the same thing. Well, at least in my world. In a world of my own, there'd be more money and there'd be flowers we can sniff constantly. I almost got ran off the fucking road. Dick. But anyways, yeah, you always got to constantly start finding the bigger jobs. So if you guys are following so far in this show, in this episode, and you're bettering yourself, you're getting you're getting your following and everything, and you want to keep progressing. Maybe there's only so much that you can make where the person says you're tapped out. Keep continuously looking. Never burn your bridges though. But always look for more and more money. If you can get paid by hourly. And I guarantee that a lot of these things that we're sharing today will take you in places you never thought that you could be at. You could probably even get completely out of bartending and manage a bar. Maybe you can get out of managing that one bar and it's a strand of bars and you can manage the whole franchise, because you did so well. You've got this following and you keep building yourself and building yourself. So yes, always seek higher paying. We do the same as entrepreneurs. You need to know your own worth. So I talked on entrepreneurs, helping them out to make more money. I wanted to talk to you guys about this other person that asked me about asking for a raise. And first of all, I don't know if I have it. Yeah, we do, coming up next. Negotiations of payment. You need to know your own worth. It's not fair for you to put your kid to live in a 2-bedroom apartment and put your kids in a shitty school, or drive a jalopy car that's falling apart all the time, and have a miserable life and live poor so somebody else can make money off of you. You need to know what you're worth. You can't get crazy and say, I need $100 an hour. It's just not realistic unless you're an entrepreneur. You need to be realistic, and if you're learning about how things function, whether it's a construction operations or a bartending operations or cleaning pools, you have to look and with comparison of what others are charging, what other people are making off the jobs, what those salaries top out at. You can actually Google the max salary rates of a certain job that you're in, say cosmetics or a beauty salon or a haircut stylist or something. You can tell, dude, they make up to $25 an hour, and then that's it. That's how much they top out. So that might give you a drive to go, well, that's the best I'm going to be able to do. But always shoot higher. And I always say you need to learn to negotiate when you're asking for a pay rate. When you start a new job, is always go higher. And the confidence, I think, is where I've seen people lack. Well, I'm scared to ask them because it sounds ridiculous. They're paying me minimum wage right now, but I'm going to ask for 18. I says, it does not sound ridiculous, because if you are who you say you are and you're able to do that, and you're able to transfer that belief onto that person that you're going to make them money, you're not worth 18, you're worth $20 an hour. And negotiate and look, get your wording, get your stuff together, know what you can achieve and what you can handle and can't handle. As far as, like, to me, if someone came in and said, dude, I can run this whole bar with or without you here. That's how good I am, and here's why. And you tell them why, and you tell them, well, give me a chance. Why don't you just sit back and do nothing for a day and let me just handle all the ordering and everything for you, do it for a week just so I can prove at the pay rate that I'm at. And if you don't like it, then or at $20 an hour. If you don't like it, then just pay me, let's go back to the regular price of whatever it is that we negotiated on, $16 an hour. But you deserve more for yourself. And I think a lot of you people are stuck. You people, that sounds racist, huh? You probably got people mad at me. Jokes, folks, jokes. Unintentional. A lot of people are poor and are probably going to stay poor because I don't think they understand the philosophies of this, that you're worth a lot more than what you think. And I think you need to believe in yourself a little bit more. And if somebody else doesn't believe in you, you're doing all this extra work, then like I said, you're being used. Keep searching for other places. Keep your job. That's what gives you confidence. As I said on the entrepreneur job, when I'm booked up for a month, 2, 3 months, and I go to a job, I don't care about losing that job. I have tons of work. So if you already have a job and you're paying 16, but you feel you're worth 20, and you know it and you're knower, and you go to another bar or whatever it is, and you're like, I want to make $20 an hour, and you come in just straight face and this, and here's why, and they say no. No happens all the time. And look at, the first person tells you no, you still got your job, right? You just go right back to the job you don't like or the underpaid. But keep trying, keep pushing forward, keep doing the work, and keep seeking and know your worth. So I think I did that one enough. But the negotiation only comes 2 times, I think, in a person's career, working for somebody. Meaning that when you first come to ask for somebody to employ you, they're going to ask, what do you expect to make per hour? This is your first negotiation time that you have, and it's very difficult to work this again. I think if you're working for somebody who's honest and good like me, and you're actually making them money, and they're happy to have you there, and they see the value in you and your worth, they're more than happy to go, well, let's see, yeah, let's definitely give you a raise. It's been a while, But so your very first time is very important. That's your where you can haggle, where you can negotiate. Hey, they say 13 an hour, and you're like, I really feel like I'm worth $15 an hour, and here's why. And thank you so much for the opportunity, but I think I'm going to keep searching, or you accept it and you keep searching for something else if the people aren't open to the possibilities of you getting paid more money. So the second time is going to be, and I believe, is once you get your confidence and you look and you say, I'm worth a hell of a lot more. You know your true worth, and you know that you're damn good at what you're doing, and you're ready to leave, and you've made your mark. You've done things that you're not supposed to do. Or, that sounds kind of bad. You went above, extra, and beyond, sweeping floors and things, and then you're leaving, and the person, if they cared about you and knew your value, would say, why are you leaving? And you said, well, I just wanted to make more money. We talked about it. It didn't seem like it was working out. So I'm looking at other jobs. And to me, what I would do is the reverse. Well, I guess it's the same. When you're finding a new job, have the confidence that you can always go back to the same thing. But I guess it is reverse. If you apply for another job This is it. I got it. Sorry, brain's coming to welcome aboard, Scotty, towards the Star Trek Enterprises. We're all with you now. You land yourself a job. Say you were getting $13 an hour. You just asked for or just got a job. The people said yes, we definitely consider paying you $16 an hour. And you say, well, let me go tell my current employer that I'm going to give them a 2 weeks notice, and then I will jump on that job. Now you can go back to your original employer and say, hey, I think I'm going to start searching for some other jobs. In fact, I've already found another job, and I think that I can get paid. I don't know how you want to play that game. You can come at it two different ways, where you can tell them, yeah, I found a job that's $16 an hour, and they're paying me more, and I can start in 2 weeks, and I give you my 2 weeks notice before I stop. And then I think this is a negotiation time where you can come up and say, hey, I'd like to, unless you'd like to pay me $17 or $18 an hour, I'd gladly love to stay here. I've got, you guys have become practically my family, whatever, and I see opportunity here, but I've got to seek elsewhere. Now that gives them going, I don't want to lose this person, and again, go up higher. Now you've got yourself in a bracket where people are actually kind of not necessarily fighting over you, but you've got different opportunities, different openings here. Or you can go to the next side and just tell your employer before you even look for another job. I think it's safer to do the first, but the second one is go out there and just tell them that you're thinking about getting another job, and you need to make more money. Your lifestyle's not working for you, this and that. Here's the reasons why. And if the person's cool, as I said, and knew your value, they'd say, oh, I want to keep you. What are we looking at here? They're always going to make you say the price. So you can say that, ask for what you think you're worth and see if you get it. And if you don't, then you don't. They say no. There's another no for you. That's when you can take it the second round and just go, okay, these people just really don't care about me. It feels very unfair. And that's when you go and look for another job. Hopefully you don't get fired in the interim, though, is the thing I see, if things get a little escalated. So, yeah, always be seeking your way out. And know that you only get those two chances. When you first start a job, negotiation. When you're ready to quit your job, it's your last chance to negotiate before you leave. I will tell you guys a story on that one before I get to the last one here. I was employed by somebody, and they were paying me dirt cheap. That was back. That's how old I am, guys. I was getting paid like $8 an hour. And this person told me, I said, I feel like I'm worth more money, and you know that I run everything. I basically run this whole thing. The only thing I don't do is the sales and all that. And I feel like I'm worth this amount of money, more money in general. And they were like, nah, I don't think so. And they were like, you know what you need is probably just go start your own business or something and see how hard it is. And then you probably wouldn't be asking for more money. And I was like, I'm being used. I am definitely being used. So the next day I went out and actually landed myself a job for double the amount of money that person was paying me. And you know what I did? I went in and I did exactly what I told you guys. I went into a company. I says, hey, look, I'm going to work for you for a day for free. I want this amount of money. And they said, I think it was like $15 an hour. And they said, well, that seems reasonable. And I says, if you don't like it, don't pay me, and I'll leave on the first day, after the first day. And I did this on a Saturday, on a weekend, right? Still working for the employer I got. Did extra time on a Saturday. After the first day, of course, the people there, I was so young. I started working when I was 13 years old, by the way. I was so good by the time I was a teenager that these older guys looked at me and said, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. After the first day, I started running that shit. The boss and the older guys looked and went, oh shit, we got a live one. Boss was super happy. Some of the older guys were afraid I was going to take their job, which I think I did. Sorry for that. But the guys who were there who wanted to get something done, and some of the most difficult parts of the job were, they had the seniority. They had to pick somebody to work with, and they all picked me. So I made double the amount of money within the day, one day. I immediately went over, gave my 2 weeks notice, and started my job making double the amount of pay. I just wanted to share that victory with you guys. That was when I was like 17 years old, I think. And to just go out there and try. And you never know if you don't keep trying. But I want to end with, as I did on the Entrepreneur Show, is you've got to be willing to do the work. And I think a lot of people have this self-entitlement. I think a lot of people don't have respect even for themselves and everything. When you do these things that I've spoke about today, it makes you feel good, and it plants the seed of confidence in you. So when you are looking for something, you know your worth. You know of all these things we spoke about today, and you know when you're being used. And you know what is a happy job and what's a sad job. And and you're knower, basically. That's all I can say. But you got to be willing to go out there and do the work. You need to go out there and prove yourself. You need to give before you take. But it goes both ways. Know when you're being used. Some people are just going to take from you. A lot of people are going to take from you. But I guarantee you, if you utilize that negativity as they teach in martial arts. When someone sends a blow to you, don't immediately return back with the blow. Deflect the energy onto the perpetrator, onto your enemy. Keep blocking it and wear them out. Just turn that stuff around. This is what you're doing as well with this negativity and these people. If you're not getting ahead, these people don't see. Utilize them to the fullest extent. You're getting paid to learn through the power of observation. You can see where things go wrong. You can see the way this, for instance, the way this manager or this owner of whatever the company is reacts to everybody else or to the job you have. And you can see these characteristics of his psyche, of who he is or she is. And when you go to a new job, if they've got those same kind of things and you look around, you ask the people who work there, you guys happy? Like, how's this thing work and everything? And you can see people, lies, when people try to lie, it's completely evident. But you can kind of get a general idea to shortcut yourself and go, yeah, I don't care for this place. I can tell by the way it's ran, by the way these people operate, and this is not good for me. So do the work, guys. Everybody has to be willing to do the work. You guys chose to work for somebody else. That person works. Most people work unless they're cheaters and liars and they get rich that way. That's exactly what they did. They're horrible people. But for the majority, people like me, I'm not rich. I'm a thousandaire, not a millionaire. I work. I earn every single penny that I have. I earned it. And some of these people should be respected as, look, they've worked their asses off too. Maybe they continue to work their asses off. You're not just the only one. But just know that it's fair, equal value for value exchange. For yourself, for your planet, for your boss, for your future, for the animals and insects on this planet, but mainly for you to get ahead in your life. If you have children, definitely for them. Whatever you believe you want to save, like money for them, everything always helps. Get in a better apartment, better house, rent a house, get out of an apartment, make more money. Just live a better life. That's the way you're going to do it, guys. So as I up and in it, that's the show. You guys check it out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere where there's podcasts. And as I always say, guys, go out there and have yourself a near-life experience. Don't lose your muchness. Human up. Carry on the fire. Live it, love it, own it. And bone it, my friends.